This is Steve from Wonders.my, and this is the OnePlus 5. You may not have heard of it, but you should. It offers top-of-the-line flagship specs with a cheaper-than-usual price tag without any major compromises. We bought this phone ourselves, okay? Nobody sponsored us. But I really wish someone would sponsor us. I wish. There are two variants of this phone, one with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage that costs about 2,300 ringgit, and another with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage that costs about 2,800 ringgit. And that's what we've got here. The thing that struck me the most when I first held this phone was how well built it is. For a sub 3,000 ringgit phone, the build quality is up there with the Galaxy S8 and the iPhone 7. The back of the phone is aluminum with a smooth, black, matte finish that is really nice to look and feel, but is very slippery, so cases or skin are advised. The display is pretty okay. It's a rather typical 5.5-inch 1080p display, whereas most flagships this year have 1440p super high-res displays. Don't let the resolution fool you though, it is still plenty sharp and colorful with deep blacks and saturated colors. Also, it helps improve battery life and performance because the phone doesn't have to push so many pixels. Performance is where this phone shines the most. The combination of the latest Snapdragon 835 chip, Adreno 540 graphics, 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of fast storage translates to the best performing phone in the market right now. Period. Apps load instantly, games play very smoothly, and everything stays in memory for pretty much as long as you want it to. If you want the fastest phone out there, get this, like right now. On the software side, the OnePlus 5 is running near stock Android with a couple of actually useful additional features. If you don't like the colors of the screen, you can toggle different display profiles in the settings. There is a dark mode to take advantage of that AMOLED screen, and you can map different buttons and gestures for different functions. OnePlus is also really chill about its additional features, so if you don't like the shelf on the left of your home screen, turn it off. If you don't want to use the capacitive buttons, use on-screen buttons instead. The fingerprint sensor is also one of the fastest, and the alert slider comes really handy sometimes. There are some things that aren't so great about this phone though. One being that the camera is kind of a mixed bag. OnePlus put heavy emphasis on the camera performance, but it's still kind of... Sure, it takes really good photos that are sharp and vibrant, but so does a lot of other phones. It doesn't have OIS, which is optical image stabilization, which means that you can get more shaky videos and blurry photos. The dual camera lens consists of a 60-megapixel normal sensor and a permanently zoomed 20-megapixel sensor. This gives you the ability to zoom without compromising detail, and a portrait mode that gives you a kind of DSLR effect to your photos. The portrait mode though feels a bit half-baked, but so was the iPhone 7 Pluses when it was first announced, so let's just hope OnePlus updates and improves the software over time. Also, there's no water or dust resistant for this phone. There's no wireless charging, no fancy design, no expandable storage, no removable battery, and they don't include earphones out of the box. The speakers are also not that great because you can easily block it out while playing games or watching videos. But those are just minor flaws that most people won't even notice. Overall, the OnePlus 5 is a really great flagship phone for people who want the best performance possible. It's got great build quality, great battery life, great software, and a pretty decent screen and camera. If you're thinking of buying this phone, you won't regret your decision of doing so.